ribs. You just can't go wrong with ribs. Barbecued, broiled, baked, or braised. All fall off the bone goodness. You'll find short ribs, back ribs, but never spare ribs, because there's never any spares left, at least not at my place. Today we prepare braised short ribs with crispy blue cheese polenta and roasted cherry tomatoes. I'm Garret Schack, and today, that's what we're cooking on the coast. On today's show, we have the epitome of comfort food. We are braising short ribs. That means we're incorporating two different types of cooking into this amazing dish. We have braised local short ribs with a crispy blue cheese polenta and roasted tomatoes. I can't wait to get started. Crispy polenta takes a little bit of time, so we're gonna get started with that first, and then we'll move into the short ribs as we go. You can see I've got some milk and some water already starting to simmer. It's exactly what we want. We want that to come up to a nice boil. And then what we have here is just cornmeal. So we're using a fine cornmeal today. You could use a medium ground, but it's just or a medium coarse type polenta, but it's going to take longer to cook, or cornmeal rather. We want to get this guy turned up. Now this is the important part. A bay leaf goes in there for some flavor. We want to flavor our milk a little bit. We want to make sure this is boiling, and we have a whisk handy when we put in this the cornmeal into our liquid. If you don't do this, you're going to end up with a gloopy mess, and I'll tell you what, first time I made it, my chef made me put it through a blender. It was a mess. So nicely boiling, slowly adding it as we whisk. We're using a ratio of 4:1, so that's 4 parts liquid. And you can do this with any liquid. If you wanted to make it vegetarian, you could use veg stock. If you wanted to make it taste like cow, you could use beef stock. That'd be great too. But today, we want that creamy richness of all that milk that we got in there. You can already smell the bay leaf. I'm using fresh bay leaf today, and that makes all the difference. It has just this amazing floral note to it. We want to whisk it to make sure there's no lumps at all. And I can see it's coming together. And then we're going to turn our heat right down, because that's going to start boiling away like a volcano on us. Want to stand back, let it just sort of simmer, just little bubbles coming up, and we'll switch over to a wooden spoon to stir that a little bit later as we get going here. Now let's turn our attention to our short ribs. As you can see here, I've got a couple of really gorgeous looking short ribs sitting on our flour. You're probably wondering, well, what the heck is that doing on the flour? The idea here is we want to create we're going to create kind of a little crust around it, but the flour is also going to act as a thickener for our sauce when we get it into the pan here. So a little bit of oil in there. There we are, just a touch more. And we'll take our short ribs, make sure they're dredged nicely before we get them over to the pan. We'll put them into a nice hot pan and start searing off those sides, getting them nice and brown. Okay, this particular cut looks super cool. I just asked the butcher to French the bone. So when you go in there, ask for a Texas-style short rib, and you get these big, long short ribs, and ask them to French the bone. It makes the presentation look just that much nicer. Into the pan. There we go. Keep that heat up. And we're just gonna let these guys simmer for a few seconds here, or sear for a few seconds rather. So there's a few different versions of this. In French, you might call it a pot-au-feu. The Hawaiians have the Maui-style ribs. In my opinion, this is one of the best ways to cook these, simply because they're gonna cook low and slow in a mixture of dry heat, which is what we're doing right now. We're sort of pan searing, and then a moist heat when we add liquid and then put it in the oven. So much fun. And again, takes a bit of time, but it's so worth it in the end, because you get this rich, melt in your mouth beef. In the meantime, let's have a look at our polenta that's starting to come along here. You can see already, hopefully you can see that at home. Can I tilt that up for you? Perfect, look at that. See? Nice and creamy, looks great. Coming together nicely. Again, when you're making this polenta, just remember that one rule, 4:1. If you need, this is going to feed, this is going to be enough for maybe 3 portions, 2 or 3 portions. If you want to make it for 4, just bump up those things. So 1 liter of liquid to a 1/4 cup of the polenta, or cornmeal rather. Okay, so 4:1. That'll set a nice firm polenta. There we go. Have a look at our short ribs. Get them turned over here. Look at that. Look at the color on those guys. Whew, love it. That's what we're talking about. We want that sexy golden brown color. It just makes my mouth water just looking at it. It's fantastic. Excellent. A few seconds on each side. We definitely don't want to rush this part. Like I said, this is comfort food. We might start this dish at lunchtime and then move along, do some other things once we get into the oven. But you know, this type of cooking definitely takes time. Then, of course, let's chop up some Mirepoix. You've probably heard me, if you've been following the show, you've probably heard me say Mirepoix about 100 times, and that's because it really is the base to a lot of different cuisines out there. Just adds an aromatic flavor to most dishes. Okay, some celery, carrots. I'm gonna keep this fairly rustic. I'm not gonna worry about chopping it up too fine. This is going into that oven for probably 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours for sure. So before we get this in the pan, I'm gonna pop these ribs out onto a separate plate and just let them sit there for a moment. There we go. Look at that color, looks fantastic. Now, in with our Mirepoix. There we go. We want to absorb all that flavor. We're going to add a little bit more flour from that pan that we just had there. Remember, this is also our sauce. This is kind of a one-pot wonder, so our sauce is going to be built right here in this pan as well. All right, some mushrooms in there. Whole bunch of varieties of mushrooms. Use whatever you like. Use your favorites. That's all good. Got some shiitake, some button mushrooms, some emojis. They look great. Chop up a little garlic. Get some frustrations out here. Give it a good whack on the counter. There we go. Pot. Perfect. Let's just fire 2 sprigs of rosemary in there. Excellent. It's okay to use this flour. We're going to cook it right out. And you're thinking, oh, the ribs are sitting on there. It's fine. We're going to cook it out so we don't have to worry about any of that business. Another good stir around here. Hey, get back here. There we are. Lovely. Now let's start deglazing. We got a little red wine here. Pick your favorite wine. Anything you would drink you can use in cooking. That's what I always say. If you wouldn't drink it, don't bother cooking with it, because then you'll have nothing to put in your glass afterwards. There we go. We're gonna use a fair bit of red wine. A little bit more. And then we'll save a little for my cup too. I mean, it's Sunday afternoon after all, right? We're cooking. Now we'll put our short ribs back into our pan. Let's see, there we go. Make sure we get them nestled in there nicely. In amongst all those vegetables, that rosemary, the red wine. I want to put another bay leaf in there. And then we're going to add some tomatoes. Lovely red tomatoes here. In they go. I've diced them up nicely so they're going to break down and almost disappear right into that sauce. And then we have some beef stock. And we'll top this up so that they're almost completely submerged. Here we go. Oh, it smells fantastic. I can smell that red wine. I can smell the beef flavor, you know, that hearty beef flavor. I can smell a little bit of the rosemary. It looks great. Deep, rich purple color. Oh, this is gonna be fantastic. And we'll wait for it to come up to a little simmer, and then we'll pop it into a 350-degree oven. And the last thing we have to do before I send you off to a commercial break here is to get our polenta into the fridge, because we're doing a crispy polenta. So, some blue cheese into the pot here. Blue cheese and beef ribs and blue and red wine. Are you kidding me? Those are things made in heaven. That sounds delicious. There we go. Give it a good stir. I have an egg yolk here. And the egg yolk's just simply going to add a little extra richness to this polenta. Give it a good stir. We don't have to add too much salt at this point because that blue cheese has a bit of saltiness to it and adds a bit of tang. But we will add some cracked pepper. And then we'll pour it into our baking dish here to set it in the refrigerator. There we go. Oh, there we are. Scrape the sides. Perfect. And then just spread it out nice and evenly. You see I've got it wrapped in saran wrap. You'll see why in just a little bit there. This cling film here will help us get it out of the bin and also give it a nice shape afterwards. Flatten that down ever so slightly. And that's ready to go into the fridge. Whew, I need a sip. Wow. We'll be back later in the show to pull together our braised short ribs with crispy polenta and roasted cherry tomatoes. But first, right after the break, we're getting out of the studio. You'll want to stick around for that. so many food carts to choose from, I was looking for something a little bit more unique for lunch today, and I couldn't help but notice here at Juma, local food, global taste, we've got Burmese chicken shallot salad, and I had to go talk to Aiden about what that's all about. Aiden, buddy, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm fantastic. So yeah, it caught my attention right away. I just couldn't wait to come over and chat with you about it.
Yeah.
So I understand you've actually been to Burma. So is this a recipe you brought back, or?
A little bit of an interpretation. I mean, the roasted chickpea flour is definitely very traditional. It's in a lot of the meals there.
Yeah.
And I just, I'm a big believer that you can turn almost anything into a salad. And
Nice. Nice.
we raised chickens actually out at our farm in Saanich.
Oh, cool.
And so we poached these ones and we shredded the chicken, marinated it in chili and lemon.
Nice.
And it makes a really beautiful salad.
It
with
sounds
the shallots.
delicious and refreshing for a hot day, right?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Do you think I could hop in the cart here with you and you can show me how it's put together?
Come aboard, man.
Awesome, thanks, Aiden. All right, so we've got some rice in the clamshell already, ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's next? What's the next
All right,
step?
I'll walk you through it. So in here we've got a chicken that's been marinating, local Taiwan cabbage that we just shredded up there. We've got the chicken with the chili and the lemon. We've also got cilantro back there. So I'll just take a nice healthy scoop of that into my salad bowl.
Is there a little bit of glass noodle in there, or?
No, that's just the Taiwan cabbage.
Oh, you've just shredded it that fine. Hey, nice work.
Fine,
Good
yeah.
knife skills, my friend.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So we got a bit of the marinade as well.
All right.
Do
And
that.
just chilies in there, a little vinegar. What else?
Yeah, rice wine vinegar, Kashmir chili powder, and sunflower oil.
Okay.
These are the pickled shallots. We actually grew the shallots out at our farm, Sayward Farm,
That's
for
amazing.
this.
Yeah. So this is farm to cart.
Exactly.
Hey?
That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Taking this local food to a new level.
Well,
I love
exactly. And red wine vinegar, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of water. Very simple. And so here we got some fried shallots.
It. Oh, yum.
And just
You're speaking to our camera guy right now with onions everywhere.
Yeah.
He loves those things.
yeah.
I'm surprised he's not trying to eat it already.
So we just load it up there.
Oh, I love it. Mouth is watering. Just looking forward to getting into this. I know, would they typically serve a salad with rice, or are you just trying to make sort of a bigger meal for lunch?
I'm trying to make a bit of a bigger meal.
enough,
Usually when I had it in Burma, it would be, you have like 30 meals and you kind of choose from all of these little. So it's more like tapas almost.
Yeah, right.
That
Pick
I
and
had
choose.
there. Yeah. So then we have our roasted chickpea flour, which we roast in house. Has kind of a nutty flavor to it.
Yeah, nice.
And just add it on the top, kind of sprinkle it around.
And so this would be a completely gluten-free dish as well, then?
Completely gluten-free.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, because we roast the shallots in just oil, so there's no flour that we add to the shallots there.
Perfect.
Come like that. Give like two.
A little bit of cucumber there.
A little bit of cucumber. We fold it up and
make it look pretty.
make it look all nice.
Oh, look at that.
And that is the
Awesome.
Burmese chicken
Can
salad.
I grab that? See, forks up here. Can I grab
Yes.
or a
That's
spoon even?
here. I'll grab you a fork from outside.
I'm into it with the spoon
You're into
already.
it. All right.
I know, this looks great. It smells incredible. Oh man, Aiden, that is
like it?
delicious. Oh yeah,
Awesome.
so refreshing.
Beautiful.
The cilantro, the pickle, and the onions is perfect.
Yeah.
Just adds that little bit of acidity, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a nice little bite of coriander from the coriander seed.
Right. Yep.
That's
Right in the
spectacular.
pickle. Yeah.
So good.
Beautiful.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks
so
for
much,
letting me
man.
into your cart here.
Of course. Yeah. Anytime.
I'll let you get back to the busy
All
lunch
right,
rush, and
sounds good.
I'll get back into the kitchen.
Okay.
We'll be right back after the break. So good. Back to our kitchen to finish up our braised short ribs with crispy blue cheese polenta and roasted cherry tomatoes. Now, we haven't even touched on the tomatoes, so let's get those guys going and into the oven. I've just got some gorgeous Cabernet cherry tomatoes. You can just see how incredible they are. They're still on the vine. I love it. I think it adds a really nice presentation, and you know they're nice and fresh. Interesting fact, I'm just pouring some olive oil over top of these guys here. Just want to kind of just coat them lightly. But believe it or not, there's over 7,500 different varieties of tomatoes in the world, which is pretty amazing. And they're thought to be derived from South America, where the Aztecs were the first ones to use them. So thank goodness for those guys, because now we have these beautiful cherry tomatoes to throw in the oven and roast. Pop them in there. right in. Our braising pot's still going. That's awesome. We'll let that be just for a little while longer while we work on our polenta. Now, there it is. It's had a chance to set. You can leave it in the fridge overnight. That's no big deal. Super easy to pop out of there. We're just gonna grab that cling film, and there we are. We have this really cool, easy to use shape that we can even just sort of cut our portions out of. And you can see it's firm enough to handle, right? You remember that sort of stuff that we poured into the bin originally? Now I'm gonna cut it one more time. And we want to dredge this. We're making a crispy polenta, so we're going to dredge it a little bit of flour. You could use rice flour if you wanted to make this gluten-free. That would be no worries. We haven't added any flour at this point, so we're good. And then right over to our pan. Nice and hot pan. If we don't use a hot pan, fair bit of oil. If we don't use a hot pan, it runs the risk of sticking. So we'll get it cranked up there. And I can see the oil sort of dancing in the pan, which is great. Has that little sort of sheen to it. Just let it drop in each one at a time here. There we are. A little shake. Shake. See how I'm dropping the polenta away? Because I'm using a fair bit of oil in there, I want to drop it away so it doesn't splash back at me and I end up with nasty burns all over my arms. People will think you're a chef. There you go. See, pan wasn't quite hot enough when I put that first one in. You can see it's starting to stick. Tuck that away, clean up our workstation. There we are. Oh, I can smell the blue cheese starting to melt inside those guys. Fantastic. Okay. Simply gonna flip them over, and then we'll go pull our, flip them over, and then we'll go pull our short rib out of the oven and see how we're doing. Oh, these are gonna be so good. Just love the way it smells. Come on, there we go. Okay, let's grab our short ribs, see how they're doing. Turn that down just a touch. There we go. Smells incredible. All that red wine, rich beef smell. Smell a bit of the rosemary. Oh, I wish you could smell this at home. Now the big reveal. See how we're doing here. Woohoo, look at that. Oh, incredible, incredible. One of my favorite dishes. I absolutely love this. Let's have a look at this guy here. You can see, remember when we talked about the French bones? Look at that. The meat's kind of shrunk away from the bone and made these awesome, cool little chop looking things. Whoa. And that's how you know it's done. It's that tender that the bone's falling right off the bone. There we go. Beautiful chops. And we've got our sauce and our vegetables all in that one pot there. So we can actually really start looking at going to the plate here at this point. So let's see how our polenta's coming out. And we'll move this right over to the plate. Lovely. Nice crispy bits in there, but the inside's gonna be super soft. It's gonna be ooey gooey, I love it. Crispy on the outside and ooey gooey on the middle. Sounds like heaven to me. Now let's pick our favorite chop. This one's going to be my portion, so I'm gonna take this nice big one right here. Get that right into the plate. There we go. And let's not forget about those cherry tomatoes. Actually, before we do that, let's put a little sauce on there. We've got all these vegetables in here, softened right up. We've got the mushrooms. It's all sort of incorporated together nicely. I can smell that red wine. It really, really is wonderful. This is comfort food at its best here. And we're putting a spin on it by using these short ribs. All right, now to add that punch of color, I have some tomatoes here that we pre-roasted before. And we're just gonna fire those right on. Look at the way they've sort of peeled the skin back a little bit. Man, doesn't that look incredible? Fresh crack of pepper. Just a lovely little sprig of rosemary on the other side there just to make it look pretty and give those awesome, awesome smells. There you have it, braised short ribs with crispy blue cheese polenta and roasted cherry tomatoes. Can't wait to try this dish. Now what better way to enjoy these delicious short ribs than with a choice beverage? With me today is Bill from Liquor Planet. How you doing, Bill?
Wonderful, yourself?
Good, thanks for coming on the show.
Well, thank you.
So I'm pretty excited. Like, this is one of my favorite dishes. I love cooking it, I love eating it, but now we need to put just the right drink with it. So what do you think?
Well, I think I've got the got the class act here for you. It's from Spain. It's a Grenache from Spain, or Grenache.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's big, dark, smoky, and brooding.
Perfect. Yeah, because we got blue cheese in here.
Yeah.
We've got a rich beef stock.
It's
We've got
very
tomatoes.
hefty.
All right, perfect. So we're going to need that to keep up with this dish.
But plenty of fresh fruit too, so it'll go well with the tomatoes. Great,
Nice.
great acid in it also. So
Perfect.
Complement the tomatoes.
Perfect. I like it. So tell me a little bit about Liquor Planet. Now, I've been out there, and it's a bit like...
Have you got lots of time?
well, we got a few minutes here, I guess. But, I mean, tell me about the dinosaurs. Let's just start there.
Well, it's a wonderful store. The owners wanted to make the store fun.
Yeah.
So they decided to make a dinosaur theme, so the public could bring their family in, their kids.
Family-friendly liquor store.
And the kids love the dinosaurs. They play around with the dinosaurs and have a great time. So
Perfect.
it's just the fun aspect of it.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's
Hence-
fantastic.
Hence the dinosaur on the.
Hence the dinosaur,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I've got the hunger of a dinosaur here, and
Well, so
nothing will beat that than digging into this. But we need to try this wine. So,
Well, hopefully this works. I think it will.
so which is it? Is it Grenache or is it Grenache?
Grenache in Spain,
Grenache. Oh, okay,
France, anywhere else, Grenache,
perfect.
Australia. And it's called Pablo. It's named after Pablo Picasso, the famous Spanish cubist and
Yeah, right.
artist.
I think I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Well, let's try it. Don't keep me
Alrighty.
waiting here.
Okay. Beautiful color.
Oh, gorgeous. Yeah.
This is for you.
So we got to swish it around in the glass a little bit.
Yeah. Get all the
Aerate it a bit.
the fragrances and.
Look at those legs.
Oh, thank you.
That joke opens it up all the time.
Cheers.
Oh, you're right. Rich and full-bodied.
Very nice.
Let's see how it holds up to the old short rib here. Got some mushrooms in there.
Thank you. Nice presentation. Looks wonderful.
Thank you, yeah. Oh, wow. How do you beat that, huh?
Yeah. Very nice.
Melt in your mouth, you barely have to chew it. Yeah, that works super well
Yeah,
together.
nice compliment. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. I was worried that it might not hold up, but
Yeah.
you hit it spot on.
I lucked out.
Thanks, Bill. You did
Thank
it
you.
again. Another one out of the park.
Thank you.
Check out our website where you'll find more information on today's show and maybe a few surprises. I'm Garret Schack. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to savor the flavor. All right, let's keep digging in here. Took so long to cook it.